Listen, I didn't expect to do one of these again so soon, but yes, in case you didn't see the July vlog, I did a 24-hour vlog where I read for 24 hours straight. And I'm doing it again. Bestie requested it for their birthday, Stingray. The benefit is that I get to make one of those idiotic birthday thumbnails again. I made 2 of them already for the sprints I'm doing in like an hour after I finish recording the intro to this, and then also for the vlog that goes up once I finish filming this. So like, they're hilariously dumb and I love it. So I guess that's a benefit. But yes, I am staying for 24 hours to do this. I do not care. I don't think I have the Rona at this point. Like, it's been a week since like I thought that I had the Rona. Maybe I may not have the Rona. It may just be allergies. We don't know. But yes, I thought I'd come in and tell you what the 5 books I'm thinking about reading are. This is what happens to me. And this accidentally became a theme. Like, I wasn't gonna do a theme or anything. It was just gonna be mood reading. But like, I've been on a kind of train of finishing or continuing series that I'm in the middle of. And Stingray has been helping with that by making me do that. You know, normal things. And since this is supposed to be for their birthday, I mean, it is their birthday today that I'm recording this, and doing this, they, it seemed fitting that I do something they appreciate, which is good to /finish series. One of them being a book that we're supposed to be reading kind of together. It's like a buddy read between them and their best friend. The best friend already onto the 4th book. Stingray and I behind. But I figured that could be the physical book I will probably do during sprints, and whatnot. And yeah, very exciting. It is a chunker. I forgot how large this was. I think in the first one of this, I did The Lost Hero for the physical book, and I like accidentally read the whole entire thing. Because that's me. So yay. Now, ebooks, I do have currently from Libby. I think the rest of these are all from Libby or Hoopla. I have the ebook of the 3rd book, I don't remember the name of it, from the Wayward Children series, and I think last year for their birthday, I did 24-hour sprints. I remember this, and I'm pretty sure one of the books I read then was either me rereading the 1st book in that series or reading the 2nd one. I don't remember which, but I think that happened. So it seemed kind of fitting. It happened to be available on Libby, and I was like, sure, I'll pick it up because it's like pretty short. It definitely gives me something I could read at like 11 p.m. when I'm starting to get a little tired and wake me up, because those books always just a wild time. And then the 3 audiobooks, because I'm freaking crazy. I was like, I'm not gonna do it too many of these times, so like I don't feel bad about not reading all these books, and then here I am. Okay, the first one, that is of Abhorrence, I had it on hold on Libby, and I was very happy yesterday when it came in, the hold, which is the, I think, Excalibur's Curse, the 3rd book in the Guinevere Deception series, which is, a book, the 1st book, Stingray and I were supposed to read together, but they DNF'd it. 2, the 3rd one was one of the books I planned to read the last time I did 24-hour vlog, but it didn't happen. So it seems fitting to like read it this time. And you know, I would love finishing a series, you know, good times. The 2nd one is the one from Hoopla, which is the 4th book in the Heroes of Olympus series by Katie Robert, for the smut, because like sometimes you just gotta read smut. If I happen to like want to read another smut that's like really good and whatnot, I'll read a Lillian Lark, but otherwise I'm gonna do the Katie Robert, have a good time, continue a series that I haven't read any of since January. I read the first 3 in like a weekend in January, and I haven't read any more since then. In my defense, I don't think that this one was out yet. I think this one came out like a month after that, right? Or like 2 weeks or something like that. And then the last one is the one that I'm gonna start with, because I have like an hour before sprints, so I figured I'd clean my room again. Like, it's been 2 weeks, but this room collects hair like there's no tomorrow, and between me and the dog, it's an issue. So I figured I'd clean my room, clean out my chair so I can like sit in there at like 2 a.m. and whatnot. So for that, I'm going to listen to the audiobook for the second book in the Aristotle and Dante series. I think it's only a duology. Stingray half-heartedly made a joke, like, in the past few weeks about how I shouldn't read the second one before they do, not knowing that I had literally the day before got in the library book of it from Libby. So I thought it'd be very funny if I read it. Since they do love the series, I mean, or, well, the first one, they haven't read the second one, but I wasn't the biggest fan of the first one. I think I rated it 3 stars, but yeah, that's the plan. I think I talked too much. Yeah, I talked over a bit. It's fine. But that's fine. We'll start the timer at 10:03 a.m. Ready, fam? We're gonna ignore the reflection of my light right there. Yeah, that's where the start button is. Ready? Oh my goodness. It's been nearly 8 hours, I believe, and is that right? I guess it is. It's about 7.5. And I just finished the first book. And, you know, in my defense, it could have gone faster, but I was listening to it out loud, not with headphones, which means I was listening to Aristotle and Dante only at 2 times speed for most of it. And, like, it's hot and stuff, so my hair's up, and the fans are still on. We're ignoring it. Because this book, I literally messaged Stingray, and I couldn't tell them much because I know they plan to read this book. So I literally was just like messaging them, like sob cry. And they're like, oh god, I'm gonna die. Because we all know books don't affect me like that. It takes a lot to get me there. It does not take that much to get them there. So if a book made me literally sobbing my eyes out multiple times, that means it's, yeah, good luck to Stingray. But that's fine because yeah, it's 5 stars. Like, how am I supposed to sob my eyes out to this book and not rate it 5 stars, right? Generally, if I sob my eyes out to a book, I'm rating it 5 stars. I forgot to label as made me cry on all my things. I'll do that right after this. Yeah, it was good. I'm glad I finished a series. I'm gonna read Mark of Athena next. But like, I don't know what to say because the second book is series. I guess I can talk about the fact that why I liked it so much, because like we all know I know that I rated the first book 3 stars and I was very mid about it, which I felt weird about because this is back when I like regularly posted reviews on Instagram about books in general, not just NetGalley books, and the author saw it and liked it and I went, this is weird, because I didn't like give it a glowing review. One, the character writing in this one much better. I don't remember how many years is in between the books. How many years? Oh, that's why. Okay. I remember that the second one, the one that I just finished, came out in 2021 because I put it in my tracker, right? The first one came out in 2012. So there was like 9 years difference. I get it now. I get it. Okay, I get it. Like, he's experienced more of life. He's probably written more, even if it wasn't published. I don't know any of his backlog of anything. Then, like, he's like probably practiced writing. And there's a good chance that he was working on this idea for a while. So like it makes sense why the characters themselves, I like the writing for them much better. This all makes sense. It's all clicking in my brain. I love this. On top of that, the character growth, spectacular. I'm so proud of Ari, okay? Also, I did want to slap Dante upside the head at the end. It's fine. But yeah, 5 stars. It's great. I cried. I loved it. Even if you were like very mad or like liked the first one but weren't sure about reading the second one, I highly recommend. Okay, it was so good. So good. So I'm gonna go read the physical book, I guess. At least I already read a book. I'm gonna try to get as far as Tim and Mark with Athena before other people go to bed and update you then. technically I said I'd update you before everyone gets ready to go to bed, including me. Well, I'm not going to bed, but like, just here. I'm gonna do a face mask because like I'm fancy like that. It's different, but no, we're still not talking about it. Also, yes, the fans are still on. I got 77 pages into Mark of Athena. I am on the second Leo chapter. Well, I'm about to start the third one, which is very important. Leo is my favorite character. There better be 4 of his in a row, because there were 4 of Annabeth before I could get to him. Oh, thank God there is. I do love the red underneath the dust jacket. I took the dust jacket off. I just hate having dust jackets on while I read books, and it's kind of falling apart on the edges, so like, yeah. Yes, I still love Leo. I will protect him with my whole being. If anyone in this whole entire series, God, Titan, Gaia, anyone tries to hurt my boy, I will fudge him up. Okay, this is my boy. I do not care. Thank you very much for coming to my TED Talk. I didn't forget, but like, it wasn't like on the top of my mind about the whole entire Leo looking like Hazel's kind of boyfriend Sammy from the 40s, so that's fun. And of course Frank knows who he is, or who Sammy is. Kind of questionable about Percy and Jason at bits. It's fine. Like, I remember my main complaint after the second book was the characters of Jason and Percy being kind of standoffish for me. Jason, most of all, especially around the end of the first book, like as soon as he gets his memories back, is just very much like not the same guy, and I don't like him as much. So we'll see. That being said, so far Annabeth's character in this, I'm not sure how I feel about her. Though I do love learning from her POV, because this is like the first time we ever get her POV, is that she's had a crush on Percy since they were 12. Iconic. Also the fact that Annabeth instantly recognizes who Raina is, despite like not even sharing a word with her and seeing her like for 5 minutes when she was 13. Like, you know, but yeah, that's what's happening with this. I know Sneeko is a kind of more important character in the next book. The next book is the last one I read before I decided that I should restart so I can fully remember everything, and that was like 4 years ago. So like, it's been a bit. But yeah, I don't remember much because of that, so I'm intrigued because like I don't really remember anything. I remember the Romans run by Raina attacking them at some point, which is why the dust jackets that and I remember the thing that happens to Percy and Annabeth at the end, because that's what the next book's about, for the most part. But otherwise, head empty. So this is like, this one and House of Hades are the ones that I will remember the least about during my reread. So that's gonna make it fun, because I've only read these 2 once. I haven't read the last one at all. And then Lost Hero I've read like 5 times, and Son of Neptune I've read like 3 times. So yeah, it's barely like, it's glimpses of like knowing what's kind of gonna happen, but like not really. Like, nothing's secure up here. I don't really remember much, so it's gonna be an interesting time, even if it is hella long. The way this is middle grade, but like almost 600 pages, really says something about how much people are willing to read this man's writing. But yeah, that's it. That's the update. I'm gonna go listen to the audiobook of Guinevere Deception, because that's the one that Stingray picked. I asked them to choose between Guinevere Deception, third book, or the Katie Robert that I was gonna read, which one to listen to while I do some stuff. And so I'm gonna do that. I don't know how far I'll get in it, and I will update you probably at like 7 in the morning or something. So like, and I can't do math. What is math? 10-ish hours? It's almost 9:30 now, so if that gives you an idea. So it's almost been 12 hours. Almost. Like 45 minutes closer to 45 minutes, it will be 10 hours. Or 12 hours. What am I talking about? Okay, yes, I did put down my hair just to film this. Also, I am currently leaning against the books from my haul video. So I gotta make this fast. It is like 1:15 in the morning. I have like 9 hours left. Why am I doing this? I don't know, because I said like I wasn't gonna update you, but then I was like, I was gonna film in my nice chair, but like the only light on over in that area is very yellow. But this light is very white, and I can get away with filming over here. And plus now you get to see all my Brandon Sandersons. Thoughts, opinions, things that have happened. I didn't grab my copy of Mark Athena because I'm smart. That's because it was in the chair. And it's at the chair. That's why. Mark Athena got to page 100. Which was the end of the 4th Leo chapter. I'm fighting every god because like Leo is the best character. Thank you very much. Stop calling him the 7th wheel. And whatnot. Other things. I started the Excalibur Curse. I am now, I believe, 61% of the way through. I got 49% of the way through before it became midnight. So close to reaching 50%. Thoughts and opinions are, I still don't trust Arthur, but the trust, I'm starting to feel slightly validated because I think she's writing it so he's going to be the bad guy all along. And I've been saying that I don't trust him since book 1. Like, I remember, like, my views on it kind of at this point are like, Mordred is like the bad boy that you're not supposed to trust, like, but it's interesting and whatnot. Arthur is like the football player or the quarterback. I don't know why this is the analogy I'm going for. That you date because like he's supposed to be the good guy and security and blah 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 blah. But also like he just straight up murdering people. And never trusts his own wife's thoughts and opinions and what she wants, and also her safety. Also, like, he threatened to kill Lancelot if she doesn't do what he wants, not caring how it makes her feel. And I'm going to, you know, murder him. Also, it's on like the verge of gay. Like, literally at one point Guinevere was like, I want to kiss Lancelot. And so then it hugs her instead and kisses her behind the ear. Also, instead of calling her beautiful, she called her magnificent. Because another character asked if Lancelot was beautiful and she said she's magnificent. It's a little gay. A little gay. Honestly, if I have to choose between anyone for love interest, obviously Lancelot for obvious reasons. Second place is Mordred. Arthur can just die. I don't trust him. And since it's called Excalibur's Curse, I'm like noting interest in the fact that whenever Excalibur is around, like, all the animals just stop and leave. Like, even the insects. It's interesting. Because my hand is hurting from holding this, so I'm gonna go. I don't know why I did this. Will you see it? Okay, so it's a few minutes until 3. And like 20-ish minutes ago, I finished Excalibur's Curse. And I didn't... See, around 3/4 of the way through, I always get tired. So I was like, I'm gonna, like, set an alarm in a few hours after I finish this book and then go to bed. But then I remembered I hadn't made any caffeine or had any caffeine in a bit. So, like, I made some, I drank some, and now I'm wide awake. So I guess I'll go into the Wayward Children book, but, I guess I'll talk about Excalibur's Curse. I may drop it to 2.5, but it's currently at 3 stars. I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed and annoyed. I actually kind of wrote, like, a little bit of a review on it. I mean, it was 2:25 a.m., so it's not good. Could you imagine? But basically, I was right about my hesitancy about Arthur not liking Arthur, all the red flags about Arthur, but it was just, like, every time it was noticed, it was just, like, ignored, because, like, we love Arthur. Like, she would just continuously go back to him despite it, and then at the end, it was just excused as, dubious mind control. I'm not here for it. And then the other majority of the book was basically like her romance with Lancelot. So gay, just so gay, but like they wouldn't blatantly say, like nothing was blatantly done with it. It was just like hinted at multiple times that like what they felt for each other was love and all this stuff. Like it straight up said that what they had was love twice, and all we got from it was like her choosing to stay with Arthur and not going with Mordred despite him offering. But the reason why she likes Mordred so much is because of the way that he makes her feel seen. The only other person that does that for her is Lancelot. And it ends with her and Lancelot holding hands, and it's being like, maybe we will figure out what this love thing is. We don't even get like confirmation of anything. We get like a hint of, yeah, maybe it could happen, but off page, good luck. And I'm just mad. I mean, I'm not mad. I said I'm not mad. I'm trying not to be mad. I'm just disappointed and annoyed, and maybe slightly angry. Yeah, it was fine. Otherwise, the book was fine. Like, it was just very mid. Very similar to the second one. I just thought, like, maybe we'd finally get answers on everything. And, like, we did. It's just not the answers I wanted, right? Like, I'm good. So, yeah. My arm falls asleep doing this like this very fast. So, I'm gonna go, read. I don't even remember the name of the favorite children's book. I just saw it because I just labeled it as currently reading. That's me for you. My hair is a mess. Hi. Yes. Yes. Are you gonna say happy birthday to Ray despite the fact that it's next day? Yes. And the timer's about to go off? Yes. Are you gonna let me update the people, or are you gonna be standing here? It's okay. They don't need to see my face. Your face is much better. Yes, you're a cutie. Oh my goodness. Oh yes. Oh yes, I don't need kisses. You need kisses though. You're a big baby. You're a big baby, aren't you? You're staring at Queenie puppy. Okay, we're just gonna sit here. Please don't tip over the unhaul pile. I should take my caffeine off of there. It's fine. We'll just put that in here. That's not an issue. Why is there no sound? But it just went off. The timer did. It's done. It's done. It's fine. You probably saw a weird cut from my dog kissing me. I was sitting here because I just filmed the Instagram reel / YouTube short / TikTok. That's the thing that I'm doing now, by the way. I haven't promoted that anywhere. It's really, so beware, that's the thing. So I was filming that for, the amount that I read yesterday, technically. I love going, yeah, so this is the amount I was supposed to read. I read for 10 hours. Do the math, I think that's what it was. But I was sitting here, everything was set up, and then the dog came over and gave me kisses, so I had to record it because Stingray loves puppies. And since they need knocking kisses, so I made sure to give her knocking kisses. Did I sleep? Yes. So at around 4:30 in the morning, I could totally make it, but like, if I make it, I'm gonna have to finish this that I just made, caffeine I just made, like 5 minutes prior. I had maybe one sip of it then, and then make a second one and drink that one as well. So that would have been 6 cups of caffeine, and too much caffeine makes my tummy feel weird for obvious reasons. So and I was already starting to feel that, like when I went to lay down, it took me a minute to fall asleep because I just felt my tummy being weird. So I was like, I could push it, or I could take a nap. So I took a nap, and it was like, I'll just wake up when my normal alarm goes off at 7 a.m. So like 2.5 hours, which I did. Got up, read a little bit more of Sugar Beneath the Sky, the Wayward Children book, and then next thing I knew it was 9 a.m. because I had fallen back asleep. I should have got up and sat in the chair, then I would have fallen asleep, but you know, too bad. That didn't happen. I had a good time with that, I guess. So I think I got 4.5 hours of sleep, woke up at 9, officially, read more of the Wayward Children book. In total got to 48% in that. I stopped then, like I could have read like another chapter or something with the time I had left over, but like I wanted to pet my dog, and also I just finished part 2 and I'm iffy about it so far. So this one we have 3 characters. Well, we have 2 main characters that are returning characters. Kind of 3 if you count Sumi from the first one, and then there's like background in the background, like I don't remember anyone's names instantly, and I just read it. Nancy, I think her name is, from the first one, came in for a bit, stuff like that. But also there's 3 new characters, and I only like one of them. The other 2 annoy me. Like, I get Rini, I can excuse because she never grew up in this world. She grew up in the candy world, all this stuff, so she doesn't and it's like a chaos world with no logic, so she like never understood the importance of logic and whatnot, so she doesn't understand what drowning is, or like public decency. Like literally the moment she shows up, she's like wearing a dress made out of sugar, and it disappears because she falls into a pond, so it like dissipates. So she's just completely nude, and everyone's like, put some clothes on please, and she's just like, do people here not have genitals? She says the actual V word, and people are like, oh no, people do. It's just we don't show them off without other people's agreement. And they had to teach her this, and it's like a constant cycle of them having to teach her things. Also, there was like a solid chunk of the book where everyone would be like, yeah, so the reason why you're disappearing is because your mom died when she wasn't supposed to, because the things that happened in the first book and whatnot. And she's like, give me back my mom, I need my mom. And they're like, she's dead, and now they're on like a quest to bring her mom back to life, and she didn't really understand her mom was dead until like halfway through the quest almost. And it's like she didn't fully understand what was happening, and it's like, I get it, but also like, can you please? Nadia was the other one that I'm not the biggest fan of. She was left behind in the underworld per her choice, and I'm not mad about it, because she was also annoying, but in a different way, in a way where she would go up to people and judge them in their face out loud, and then like they wouldn't just take it, they'd just be like, they'd slide right off of them and be like, that's your opinion or something like that. And it was just like, well, I've got labor, and it got so annoying. It's literally just constantly her complaining. Her character is just her complaining about other people, or complaining how other people aren't like her, which is why the other new character and her are best friends, because they're both from water worlds, and whatnot. And so like, it was just really annoying. Like at one point she went up to Nancy, because they're like in Nancy's underworld where Nancy went and whatnot, and I really hope that's her name. And she's just like, what, so you just stand there as a statue all day long and do nothing, when you could have stayed in the, like, on our world and just like actually had things to do? That's stupid, and was like berating her for doing that. And Nancy's just like, well, that's why I was sent here, not you, which is valid, but like, she just, it was so annoying how much she judged people. And as soon as they were like, okay, gonna leave, like, she was like, I want to stay behind, I was like, thank God, because if I had to deal any more of her character just judging people constantly, I was going to scream. The other new character is Cora, who yeah, when I was looking at the content wordings briefly, I get the fat phobia, and body shaming ones because a big aspect of her character is that she has always been slightly larger, and despite the fact that like she's healthy, despite like it's very much like people from school and life on this world always made fun of her for it and bullied her for it, and have always been like well-meaning and telling her like dieting tips and whatnot. Also, there's a part where like kids in her class were trying to teach her how basically bulimia, and she in her head is like, I just skirted away from having an eating disorder just barely. Like, it's real sad. Very heavy aspect of her life. Get why there's a little check mark next to the title on Storygraph when there's a content warning that you're not the biggest fan of. That you tell them, because yeah, bullying's one of mine, so I get it. But yeah, it's a lot of her internally waiting for someone in the crew to make jokes or hate on her. Like, there's at one point she runs into Christopher, the guy who controls skeletons. They're kind of cute together, by the way. And she like assumes that he's gonna like body shame her and be like, oh, you're an ugly fat person who doesn't pay attention where you're going and clumsy and all this stuff. And instead he just assumes that she is standoffish because she doesn't want to be near him because of him dealing with death a lot. And so it's like, yeah, it's a lot of her just internally berating herself like all the kids in school did. Did I mention that she's like actually healthy? Like, she is a runner, and she's like the best runner of the group, I know, because they were just caught and she was the only one who was able to run. But also like she went to a water world and was a mermaid, and like in this world she was like a lifeguard for a bit before people heavily bullied her to the point where she quit. Like, she didn't even put on the red bathing suit. She was like, no, I can't handle this. Valid. But like she was on the swim team. She's like one of the best, and straight up was a mermaid for a bit. So she's like really fit and whatnot. And yeah, so it's like a lot of her internally berating her like all those kids would and all those peers would, and sometimes our family would. Meanwhile, everyone else is just like does not care. They don't know. Like, when she first went to the school, or yeah, the school, she just assumed they would be like everyone else, but then like they berate people on what world they went to and stuff like that. They do not care about what you look like. And so that was a fun time. But I like her character. Her character is very low-key most of the time, which is very nice. We get her POV a lot of the time, reacting to things. So we get like telling or reminding us of things that happened in the previous book, in the first book, through her, because she's the new character. She's the new girl at school, whatnot. She doesn't know any of these people really, but also she's nice. She's just nice and caring and kind in general, and a friendly person, but also the type of person who like is kind of solitary and whatnot, just because she's scared of what people will say and whatnot. So like, I like her character. The plot itself to bring Sumi back is a little weird. I think my mom was taking the dog for a walk. I don't fully understand it. That's fine. I do like the return of Cade. Cade's another character that's returning. Because Cade was kind of the best part, one of the best parts of the first book. So happy he's there. And I think that's it I have to say for this book. I've been talking too long about it. I don't think I talked about the Excalibur's Curse as much. That reminds me, I want to pull up the review that I wrote at 2:25 in the morning, because I reread it and it's funny and accurate. I can hear Mom trying to take the dog out for a walk, but Bella won't drop the toy, so she can't put the collar on her or take her outside. That is so Bella of her. Okay, while I pull this up, we're gonna do this. I think I did it last time, where I tell you everything I read during this. I don't know how long this is gonna be. This is probably gonna be mid-length for me, which is great, because all the other vlogs I did have been super short so far. It's fine. First thing I did was I read all of Aristotle Date, Dive into the Waters of the World. I think that's the full title. Good Soup. I sobbed. It was so good. I like every part of me just loves that book. Happy I read it. Is this why people continue / finish series? Is this why? Because like I never finished or continued series 1 because I've bad luck in the middle of books and series, and 2 because I don't like endings. I'm very anti-endings. It took me like nearly a decade to finish the Vampire Diaries because like I don't like endings. I'd rather just like let them live. That being said, I do watch the end of Merlin very often. It took me a long time to get there though, because I knew it was gonna end depressingly, and I was right. So is this why people read series / finish series / continue series? Because like I definitely, every time I finished a series, which I did multiple times during this, I finished 2 series, I got a burst of serotonin. Just being like feeling a sense of accomplishment. Is this why people do it? I'm in the middle of 66 series now. I started out 69 in the beginning of this month, and it's only the 8th. I have already started a whole new series this month already as well. So that's a fun thing. Anyways, what was that? Arizona Date. It's good. I don't know what else to say. I already heavily talked about that one, I'm pretty sure. Then I read first 100 pages of Mark of Athena. I want to read more today, maybe. After I read the Wayward Children book. You know, I will protect Leo with my whole being. And I do not care. There's a lot of like gods just calling him the 7th wheel because like the 6 others are paired up in 3 couples. Like there's Percy and Annabeth, Jason and Piper, Hazel and Frank, and then there's just Leo, who's like kind of the most important because he's the one that built the ship, can properly drive the ship, can rebuild the ship, all this stuff. But he's just ignored, which like I get why Hera / Juno views him as like her savior, who is the most important one for the quest, because like they can't do anything without him. But like also the way that I remember him feeling like he's being pushed to the side constantly, and no, he's my baby. I love him. If one more bitch, one of these bitch guys call him the 7th wheel, I will fight them. And also next time he calls himself the 7th wheel, I'm gonna hug him, because like my baby. He's like, what, 16, my baby. It's fun when you remember I'm like 8 years older than him now. Oh boy. I think when this came out, I was around his age. What was it, 2012? No, I was a little younger than him. I think, did I do math right? Yeah, since the next one came out in fall of 2013, probably, yeah. It was probably 14. Wow. But yeah, that's the whole thing. Did I talk about him and Echo and how fucking adorable they were, and how it was supposed to be like a parallel of like how he's viewed in the group and whatnot, and he was the only one who truly saw her, and I was like, I'm gonna try to remember her face. I'm gonna make an effort to remember her face, so at least someone remembers her. And then like the next line is him already forgetting it, and I'm just like, a baby. Also, he just wants to be loved. He's all like, I know I'm not the most attractive guy, because like he's all around Jason all the time, who's like macho, gives me stereotypical looks of a quarterback type vibe. And so he's all like, listen, I know I don't have the look, so I just gotta, have my personality and comedy be the thing that has a girl like me. But it hasn't worked for me yet, and I don't think it ever will. And I'm just like, you poor baby. I love him so much. That's the moral of the story. I would actually bitch slap a god for him, which is an issue because they could very easily smite me. No issue. But I love him. Then I read all of the Excalibur's Curse. Listen, the plot itself wasn't even that good, and I don't really understand the ending fully. And it wasn't that, like, I was half asleep, because I was, like, quite awake. And then, like, it wasn't like I wasn't paying attention, because I was fully paying attention, but no, I don't remember like, I do remember, I don't understand what happened. I don't understand what the end fight was. I don't understand the revelation that, like, Merlin was secretly evil because he doesn't understand humanity. Like, yeah, obviously. You know what? You know what, book? If you, like, the general vibes of the Guinevere Deception trilogy, but you want something that actually has good character writing and just good writing in general. I mean, the writing wasn't bad, but, like, writing that actually makes sense, plot-wise, character-wise, whatnot. Then I recommend Half Stick of Shadows. Well, so the ending stuff, there was stuff about Nimue and the lady, like, and Guinevere, the original Guinevere, and blah, 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 blah. And it was reminding me of this so much, and I was like, this is so much better. I actually cried a bit at the end. This is just all around a much better book. So, recommend this if the Guinevere Deception didn't fully do it for you, right? Oh, my review that I was gonna read that around 2:25 in the morning. And I quote me. Like, 8 hours ago. Almost exactly 8 hours ago, actually. That is hilarious. Not all of Arthur's red flags being officially noted, but only half-heartedly, and being excused due to dubious mind control. If he was just the true villain, like it hinted at, but couldn't happen. It actually could have been good. That's the first bit. I feel like I have to explain, because, like, you know, like, this whole time, it definitely felt like she wrote Arthur, and then people were like, hey, kind of still suspicious of him, the way that he treats Guinevere and the things he does, and, like, straight up murdering people all the time, kind of not the best. And, like, he's, like, Guinevere always tells him, like, hey, maybe you shouldn't kill this person, because, like, I don't think they're bad, and then he kills them anyways, right? And so, like, it was written like that, and I think accidentally, and then she realized what she did, and so she was like, at multiple points in this one, people, like, Guinevere would realize that he wasn't the Arthur she thought he was, and then just move on and still love him and whatnot, despite the fact of all the shit he does. Like, he straight up murders a bunch of people for her, and she's like, I don't, like, these people were being controlled by the evil queen. Like, what are you talking about? And, like, he almost kills, like, one of her friends. He does basically sacrifice Lancelot. And the only reason Lancelot survived is because Lancelot's love for Guinevere, I guess. And so it's, like, all this stuff. And so it was finally actually being talked about, but, like, half-heartedly, because, like, it's fine. It's not really an issue. Like, we recognize it's an issue, but, like, we still love him because, like, he's better than nothing. And I'm like, are you sure about that? And at one point, Guinevere's like, am I actually sure about that? But then at the end, with all the revelations at the end and all that stuff, and the big fight at the end, like, technically, he was being mind controlled by Merlin, but, like, it wasn't officially known if it was mind control or if it was just, like, nah, Merlin was kind of like a father figure to him, so he just trusted Merlin full-heartedly. And so, like, it could have been mind control. It could have just been choice, just following Merlin, not caring who he hurt. And it's supposed to make it okay, but it doesn't. And I'm angry. It could have gone somewhere. Like, the amount of time that multiple women throughout the series have been like, hey, Arthur's not actually a good guy. Neither is Merlin, but Arthur's, like, not a good guy. Help us stop him. All this stuff. And they're, like, considered villains, despite the fact that they are the ones who have been hurt due to the things that Merlin has done for Arthur. And then he straight up murders them in cold blood. Like, it could have been good if it was, like, actually the woman, like, all these people were actually right. Arthur is the bad guy, and Guinevere has to handle her emotions with that, where, like, she's been for the past, like, book and a half, dealing with her emotions for Mordred, who she thought had, like, betrayed her for evil and whatnot, but actually it was Arthur who was doing all the betraying and is the bad guy and all this stuff. Like, that would have been good. And then it could also, like, help with the whole dynamic of, like, Lancelot betraying Arthur a couple times to be with, like, help out Guinevere, because she only wants to protect Guinevere. She doesn't care. Like, she loves her knighthood, but she only, like, she will protect Guinevere no matter the cost. And so it could have been, like, this whole thing where, like, technically he's her king, but, like, if he's evil, like, should she be his knight? And, like, protecting Guinevere still from her king at that point. Like, that type of stuff could have been good. But no. Okay, my second sentence. Also, what was all the dancing around the idea of Guinevere and Lancelot being dated together for them to just hold hands for 0.5 seconds at the end? Like, it straight up says that what they have is love multiple times, but no, we can't actually see them being a thing. We just get it insinuated as an afterthought at the very end. Literally, the last, like, 2 sentences is them, like, holding hands, looking up at each other, questioningly. Maybe they can see where this love thing is. The end. That's the end of the book. And it's straight up said twice that Lancelot is her love. Am I gonna lower it to 2.5 stars? Maybe. Did I just spill a bunch of caffeine on my hand? Or G Fuel? I keep on saying caffeine. Is G Fuel all over my hand? Yes, because I slammed my thing so hard on the ground that it splashed up all over me. It's fine. Maybe I'll lower it to 2.5. I don't know. And then we all know I read the first 48% of the Wayward Children's book, so that's that. I've been recording for way too long. I gotta go. Why did I do this? Link below is Stingray and me and all our stuff. Up above in the cards, I will have the first weekend reading vlog. I do not know if Stingray is making this thumbnail as well. They made the last one, they remake this one, but I kind of want to make it myself because I want to make it a similar vibe as all the birthday thumbnails I made for them. And that is that. I think that's everything I gotta say. This has been a fun time. Only one book I didn't make progress in that I wanted to read, which was the Katee Robert, which I'm fine with. I should read it ASAP because, like, my loan from Hoopla is gonna be returned soon, but, like, otherwise, I'm fine with that. And yeah.